Hey, welcome to today's video. If you are new to cryptocurrency and you want to learn more, hit that subscribe button and press that bell button. It'd be nice to have you. Now, let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is a level 2 blockchain or generation 2 blockchain, which is obviously better than Bitcoin. If you are interested in learning a bit more about Bitcoin and in terms of how blockchain works, you've got to understand what the difference between Bitcoin is and Ethereum. So I'm going to do a video about Ethereum. 8 facts about it. Let's get going and let's start. So, Ethereum. It's interesting, it's easy to understand, and it's also a pretty cool little story. It's created a lot of wealth over the last couple of years. So let's talk about it from the start point. So initially, fact number 1, Ethereum was crowdfunded. It was like the start of the ICOs. Ethereum was created by Vitalik Buterin, a very, very young programmer who actually worked in the Bitcoin project and also was a writer in the space and was paid in cryptocurrency back in the day. In 2013, he came up with the idea, which was a decentralized platform. That crowdfunding then helped convert that idea into reality in 2015, hence Ethereum. Fact number 2, or interesting point number 2. Ethereum and the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. This is a group of Ethereum enthusiasts which includes Fortune 500 companies and research groups throughout the world. This works on adoption of Enterprise Ethereum. Some of the leading companies are Intel, Deloitte, Accenture, couldn't read that, Bank of Canada and Toyota Research Institute. I do apologise for my pronunciations. I really kind of got a bit cross-eyed there when I was reading that one. But this is a massive alliance with some huge companies that are backing Ethereum, which is a really good telltale if you are doing your research in coins. If there's a big company backing it and a part of it, it really gives confidence. We're not talking about fake partnerships like some of the ICOs have where, they now use something that anyone can use. Genuine purpose, genuine partnerships, and also funding. Funding is key. If a project like Intel, for example, are funding elements of Ethereum, it's huge. And even more so, recently Microsoft have put their hat in the ring with Ethereum. So there's a lot of good partnerships and use cases for Ethereum. Ethereum, number 3, getting carried away with myself. Ethereum is more than a cryptocurrency. If you consider that Ethereum is just a cryptocurrency, then think again. Ethereum network has become the first choice of technology for people to develop different decentralized programs. These are known as dApps, and I'm going to come on to that in a bit more detail. Even the games based on Ethereum, it has a strong community support. It's based on a blockchain. Its application is beyond the cryptocurrency. Its solidarity as programming language is to create smart contracts. Smart contracts, I could probably do a video in another day, but it's like a internet handshake where it is a contract on the internet where you agree and you are bounded to agree to a certain thing. Just like normal contracts are, where you've got to do what you've signed to do. Marriages are like a contract, house transfers, all kinds of stuff like that, but you can do it on the internet as well. If, for example, I say to someone, I'm going to pay you X amount, and someone goes, let's put it in a smart contract, it's bound, it's done, it's sealed, it's got that signature to say that I have agreed to give you X amount of money via a smart contract on a certain date or at a certain time, whatever. But again, it's quite old but new technology, if that makes sense. It was developed a long time ago on paper form and now it's become a reality with Ethereum essentially. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Ethereum platform number 4 and initial coin offerings. ICOs, now blooming heck. I'm gonna be honest with you. 2017 was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable for wealth generation. It was the best period yet so far for the new sort of altcoin boom. We've not really lived up to that hype since. IEOs and Binance a bit different, but this was the start of it. In order to raise capital, it had emerged that ICOs use the Ethereum blockchain basically, and companies offer some tokens for funding raised. Most of the ICO projects in the world were hosted on the Ethereum network. This is what created Ethereum to go to the top level of $1,400 basically. It was crazy. And it was kind of useful to have the Ethereum network, which is really, really easy to adopt and use from these ICOs. So what they did was they put their coin on their network and they leveraged it, the ERC20 token. And 77% of the total ICO projects at the time in that year was on the Ethereum network. So you had other ones on the likes of Neo. You had a couple on XLM. You had a couple on Steam. And that was really it. And obviously you got like the likes of Tron and EOS. But majority of it was Ethereum. They did bring it, they brought it to life pretty much. So that was number 4, the ICOs. So, number 5. There's no real cap for Ethereum. We know that there is a maximum limit of coins for Bitcoin that can be mined, 21 million, but this is not the case for Ethereum. It has no real cap, there's no limit for creation. However, its only cap on the number is 18 million that can be mined per year. So this is one prime reason that people are going for it and see it as an alternative to Bitcoin. It is a better adoption kind of coin. It's better for payments. It's also better for dApps because it can obviously do them. But most importantly, it has some changes. This is also going to be adjusted anyways in the longer run. As it stands, Ethereum is proof of work. Version 2 of Ethereum coming out in January 2020 will be proof of stake using different techniques that will make it better for scalability, the likes of Plasma, for example. This is going to affect what happens with the coins, the supply, the scarcity. So it's still unknown yet on what will happen with the total supply of Ethereum, if it will be capped, if it will stop, what the mining reward will be, what the staking element of that will change down to, because it will change from going from proof of work to proof of stake. It has to. There's also a thing called difficulty adjustment and the difficulty bomb, so we need to talk about that in future videos. But ultimately it's all kind of in-house. It's kind of happening. It's going to come out, it's going to be updated. It's all kinds of updates happening with Ethereum over the next 6 months, so you just got to kind of wait and see what happens. But in reality, that creates hype, that creates FOMO, that creates a bit of publicity. Ethereum to buy at this rate, even if you are buying in Bitcoin, not a bad option. The name Ethereum, how did it come about? This is fact number 6. The name Ethereum was chosen by Vitalik Buterin when researching for science fiction elements on Wikipedia. They liked the word ether, and that is how it happened. Really, really boring fact, but it's just one of the ones that I've put in there. Number 7, Ethereum and dApps. The term dApp is in use with connection with Ethereum. It is abbreviation for decentralized application, like your phone really. You've got apps on your phone, it's just decentralized. dApp, simple. Normally an application is a central server that hosts the back-end code and the front-end code to access it. Your phone apps basically. So say for example your Facebook app, your Twitter app, your YouTube app, they're all hosted on a central server. YouTube, Google, Facebook, you know what I mean. And this is different. Decentralized apps are decentralized. They're on a peer-to-peer network. They are bounded all over the place, so they cannot have one point of failure. In the Ethereum network, these contracts run on the global Ethereum decentralized peer-to-peer network. I hope that makes sense. Number 8, and the final one, the Ethereum virtual machine. The Ethereum virtual machine, or the EVM, is specifically designed for the smart contracts based on the blockchain. As we know, smart contracts are smart contracts in the terms of logic that are executed based on certain conditions. In the virtual machine of Ethereum, it is executed based on the blockchain, providing a virtual environment where anybody can create, test the smart contract logic. I'll get words out. Remains isolated from the existing blockchain. This will stop clogging, scaling problems, because smart contracts are very much used. They're used a lot. There are agreements, they're all this, that and the other. You can get them for whatever the hell you want these days. But if you put these on the blockchain, they will clog it, they will make it run a bit slow. And most importantly, Ethereum's got other things it has to do. It has to, obviously, it does mining verifications, it does payments, and also smart contracts and Applications. DApps. Decentralized Applications. Give me words out. Anyways, so that is 8 facts about Ethereum. Very, very simple. And you should understand elements of this compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin cannot do half of the things Ethereum can do. You cannot have a smart contract on Bitcoin. You cannot send money as fast as Ethereum when you're using Bitcoin, because it's wired up differently. It's a totally different entity. So understand that. Yes, they are both cryptocurrencies. Yes, they both have a purpose, but they are totally different. One is a level 2 blockchain, second gen Ethereum. Level 1 is, just a simple proof of work Bitcoin blockchain. Totally different. So I hope that helps. It's very, very brief, very, very small. I will be going over Ethereum in more videos over time. This is a very, very brief introduction to 7 facts or 8 facts about it realistically. And it's important to know the difference between the start of Ethereum to what a Bitcoin is. So understand that. So yeah, there you go. If you like my stuff, obviously hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and obviously leave a comment. I will be doing more and more videos on Ethereum because I do like Ethereum a lot. But it's mainly for understanding, to understand what the second generation blockchains are compared to level 1, and what the benefits are from using Ethereum compared to the likes of Bitcoin. So here is the introduction start of it.